So we have Liam here today with us. He won the True Champ Gaming tournament that was just on Sunday. Liam, tell us what you were playing.
Somehow I won the event with the Bell Pepper Rookie Rush deck. You are now part of the cult if you're watching this video. You will now be playing Bell Pepper Rookie Rush for the rest of your life. Somehow I won. I don't know how. Wasn't expecting to top, and somehow we won. The deck's good, I guess.
How many rounds were in it?
There was 5 rounds. It was speculated to be 5 to 7, but we're over here in Ireland, so if it went on to the 7, it would have gone on super late. So quite grateful it didn't have to go to that, which was nice.
And tell me about your matchups.
Yeah, so round 1, we played against Lord Nightman. Somehow we 2-0'd that. That was the first surprise of the day. Then we played against Untitled Chapter, which was more of a reality check, and we won 2-1. And then round 3, we played against Lord Nightman again, and 2-0'd somehow. Again, surprise. Yeah. Round 4 was purple. I didn't see Lilith combo. I saw Chaos Gallants and Titamons. Maybe it was just... He was XO in round 4, so it must have been good. But we 2-0'd him because Bell Pepper Rookie Rush is better. And then in the final, we played against Lord Nightman. So we 2-0'd 3 Lord Nightman decks in the 5-round tournament, which felt pretty good because I was quite scared because I hadn't really tested against that matchup a whole lot, just a little bit. But yeah, the deck's super aggressive and it can capitalize on your opponent having to waste their stacks on blockers, and then their blockers dying to your Spiral Masquerades or your Needle Spraying and all those cool stuff. And we'll talk more about like certain card choices and why they're good against certain matchups and whatnot, I guess. I have a list of matchups here and how long the games took, as in the matches, sorry. So round 1 was 18 minutes, round 2 was 24 minutes, round 3 was 20 minutes, round 4 was 27 minutes, and round 5 was 33 minutes, the longest round. It required the most amount of thinking. No offense to my opponents, like they were absolute gentlemen, every single one of them, and all I'm bringing to your attention really is if you need to pee really badly or you have IBS and you're wanting to play a tournament, just play Rookie Rush because you have so much free time.
Okay, well I guess without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. I'm sure everyone's anxious to see it.
I am. So starting off with our yellow peppers, yeah, if anyone's wondering why it's called Bell Pepper Rookie Rush, you'll soon find out. So for the first yellow peppers we have 4 Upamon as your eggs, and they're the only eggs you're going to play. When you're in 3 or less security, you can draw a card when attacking. Yeah, it's just a really good card. You won't play 5 because, like I said, games averaging at about just over 20 minutes means that you're not going to see a 5th egg. Most of the time you're finishing games on 1 or 2. And you just want the best egg out of that option. So yeah, I mean, there's not much else to talk about that. All Rookie Rush players, I think, play that lineup. More yellow peppers. We got Sukaimon and Salamon. They're basically the exact same. You can play 3 and 3 if you want. You can play 4 and 2. It's up to you. It's just a 2-cost 3k dude. You play 2 costs in this deck because you memory deprive your opponent, and that's like the biggest, like it's like the bravest move you can do is build a board for cheap, and you're also memory depriving your opponent. Just capitalizing on the fact that they can only do one thing at a time unless they have a memory fixing tamer, but that just means you can summon your small dudes and then summon your 3-cost dudes, which we'll talk about after our 2-cost dudes. So yeah, you just have to play 2 costs really. That's the only really main thing to say about them really. Will I say really one more time? The biggest 2k dudes we have in yellow are Falcomon. 2 cost 5k dudes are like the aim in the game. 5k blockers, you're going to be seeing a lot. Pitomon, Devimon, you know all the rest of them. These guys are going to trade with them, or your opponent's going to be like, I'd rather keep my blocker for like a more vital moment of the game. And during that vital moment of the game, they're going to be Needle Sprayed or Spiral Masqueraded. So yeah, it's you're okay with trading these guys early game. They get punished if they do not block these guys. And then onto our 3-cost yellow peppers. We got Pulsemon. I know this deck is expensive just because of these. Literally, this is the only money card of this deck. Luckily, if you got your Spot in the Evo Cup, you're one step closer to having this deck for super cheap. Pulsemon becomes another 2-cost, and the name of the game for this deck. And also drawing a card super important because Rookie Rush does not get to draw cards because you do not Digivolve often. So Pulsemon fixes that, and that's what you have to play 4. More yellow peppers. We play Starmons. Cool for getting rid of blockers. Sometimes you want to go aggro and attack with your dudes early. Other times, if you're seeing a 5k blocker, no Spiral Masquerades, or you're not seeing your big 5k dudes, which you play a lot of, basically Starmons deletes a blocker. Can also delete rookies if your opponent is trying to match your rookie rush by playing their own rookies. You can just put them on 1 or 2 with the Starmons, or if they have memory fix and tamers, put them on the 3 with the Starmons, and delete whatever they're trying to match you with rookie wise. And then more 3 cast yellow peppers. Kudamon and Lopmon. Lopmon is insane. Kudamon I don't think came up at all. I played him obviously, as in I used him, but I think most of the time I was putting him on eggs. With the whole Pulsemon scenario and everything, being 4 cards and under didn't come up as much until it was in the final, and I just didn't see Kudamon at that point. Lopmon though is really good. Basically drawing a card and adding a card from security. Lopmon is getting rid of a card from security, which you're thinking is a bad thing, right? But it's fine because of Upamon, the egg, needing that draw, and you also have the Pulsemon wanting to benefit off you having 3 security. So Lopmon fixes that. It's also cool because in the finals, Lopmon I summoned in my last turn really of the match. I summoned Lopmon, I looked at the top card of my security, I was like, sick, Needle Spray is so good, I should add that to my hand and draw a card. Because Lopmon was basically putting it on my opponent's turn, I was putting him on like 2 memory or something. And then I was like, wait a second, I'll leave it there. And then he attacked because he needed to go aggro against me. He didn't really actually, but he just did. I mean, everyone would do it in that scenario. Rookie Rush gets into people's heads where they play aggro back at you and forget about Needle Sprays a lot of the time. And the Needle Spray is what won me that game where I knew it was coming with Lopmon, and game 1 I won because of Needle Spray as well. So Needle Spray, we'll talk about that, and that's a good card. 4 cost yellow pepper is Salamon, the recovery. I should bump this up to 2, it's really good, but I didn't really look into the Salamon that much. I think I just took out a card. I just took out one of the Salamons and put in something else because I wanted it. But I think in the future we're going to bump this up because I only saw it once and it was needed when I saw it. We didn't lose enough games to find out if we should have played more, but I definitely noticed that the one time it did come up, it needed to come up. So maybe pushing this to 2, I don't see a downside to it because you just throw it on an egg, you don't really summon it for 4. Our big yellow peppers, we got Bushies. Your opponent putting you on 3 and you Blinding Ray and Bushy for game. Everyone's familiar with it. It's not too much theory to talk about that. And then 4 Cherrymons. From my last list, I only had 3 Cherrymons and I was playing Vegemons as well. Good thing I took those out. In the final, my opening hand was 3 cherries, and you're like, what? That's a brick. But that pretty much won me the game because all of his blockers either had to trade, like Unimon 6k blockers basically, needed to trade with the Cherrymons, and 5k blockers just wouldn't block, which is really cool. So they just needed the security checks to kill the cherries. Some of them survived, some of them didn't, but it ended up working out, and you get to draw as well because cherry is cool. Then, I guess, onto the green peppers. We have Auroramon. Very cool. You have to play the green engine because name of the game, Memory Deprive. It's a 2 cost, 5k. So you're either going to trade with 5k blockers or they're just not going to block. That's pretty much it. 2 cost 5ks are very, very cool. And that is why we play another 4 more, which you probably already seen in Rookie Rush lists from yonks ago, so long ago. But yeah, this is pretty much your green lineup. Not much else to say about them, just 2 cost 5ks are very important for this deck, and that's why we play our red peppers, Otamamon. Right, I've seen lists play 1 Otamamon, and that is like they made a salad and a bit of red pepper fell in, and you're like, oh no, now there's a bit of red pepper in my salad, I'm just gonna take that out. Ooh. Playing 2 is a conscious decision that you want to play red peppers in your salad. You want this card because you want to play 14 2 cost 5ks because if your deck can play it, you play it. They're just so good. Why wouldn't you? Then, onto the croutons of your salad. We have 3 Blinding Ray and 3 Spiral Masquerade. Wish I'd seen Spiral Masquerade more. Might bump this up to 4, but keep the Blinding Ray at 3. It's very risky play when you're Blinding Ray. Similar theory to Lopmon though, I know I'm contradicting myself now, where you're trying to fix your security so that you can benefit off it with Upamon and Pulsemon. Blinding Ray 3, you see it often, you don't see it in security too much. You see it some of the time, but not all of the time, which is perfect. Spiral Masquerade though, I wish I'd seen more often. That's pretty much it. I wish I could have cleared 2 blockers more often. I know I didn't lose that many games. I only lost one game, but in the games I won, it could have been one easier with Spiral Masquerades being in hand. I don't know what to call these. I guess we're just going back to green peppers. The MVP of the deck is Needle Spray. Like I said, it won me game 1 and game 2 of the final, and in every other previous round as well, it did the work. For anyone who doesn't know what happens, in security check you suspend a dude, add it to hand, and then its main effect is suspend a dude. So, gets past blockers. If you want to beat over something that, like if you're on 0 security and you're like, oh, they have 1 dude left, you can like tap their dude and attack it. That's pretty much it. The deck's not difficult, it's just intricate parts of the game come up when you do play this deck. So just play this deck a lot is the only thing I'd suggest. You're not going to get free wins by just playing this deck for the first time. You're definitely going to need to play this deck a few times. Like one of my opponents said, like I'd be the first to say that Rookie Rush is the degenerate strategy, especially when you're playing 4 discard. But he said honestly don't think about that, because there's a lot of people that can pick up Rookie Rush and not play it well, and he said that everything I did against him was very intricate plays and it wasn't just 2-cost attack. It was like holding dudes and knowing when to Spiral Masquerade, knowing when to Needle Spray. So yeah, he hyped me up. I think he was my round 3 opponent. Yeah, he hyped me up. Round 2 opponent, the Imperial Dramon player as well, was super nice. And everyone in the house was rooting me on as well. So that really helped with wanting to play more and wondering. I think I just kept stopping myself from getting excited, because I was like, no one should be winning with Rookie Rush. Like, I need to stop now. But it worked. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's it for the list, really.
So that was a fun deck list.
Yep. Thanks for having me.
Have you got any advice for up and coming Rookie Rush players?
Playtesting, very important. You don't need to playtest with anyone. You can just stare at the wall, keep summoning 2-cost dudes. It's very important. It's muscle memory you need mostly, you know. Very, very important. Everyone's out here playing chess while we're here playing checkers, and checkers win.
Okay, and do you have any shoutouts?
Yeah. Shoutouts to everyone who was running the event, because it was run very smoothly. They used an application on my phone instead of Discord text channels and getting very confused. You throw your parents into the app they were using and everything. So make sure that everyone goes and looks up True Champ Gaming events in the future, because they're very good. Would love to see more players there. I know I'm going to be there. We'll see. I should keep the cult following going and keep playing Bell Pepper Rookie Rush, but I might play other decks in the future. But I look forward to seeing anyone new there. That's all this video. So shoutouts to everyone who run the event. Shoutouts to Mario Gaming World for commentating the event. Thank you for. I was talking into his. I was using on the line. I was saying words to Mario Gaming World on his Twitch, and I asked him not to feature any of my matches, jokingly at the beginning. Then it was kind of like a crucial ask for me to say, like, not let anyone know I was playing Rookie Rush, and it worked out. The only thing he did feature me on was the final, so thanks to Mario for that, and thanks for all the chats, and it was very fun to watch back on and stuff, and thanks, shoutouts to all my housemates and Bulbe for taking this video, and Bulbe for also playing this deck. Oh, Mambo on. Yeah, I had my Team Mambo written, so yeah, shoutouts to Team Mambo and all the players on there who are currently still Yu-Gi-Oh! But I mean, we might transition after this. I might have to try and top some more events and convince the rest of the guys to play. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing your deck profile with us, and I hope to see you one in the future.
Oh, thank you for having me.